I'll take a day rider.
That's 10 credits.
10 credits? What year is this?
Are you high?
Just answer the question.
It's 17,200. Times are hard, so 10 credits.
Why?
Seriously?
Imagine I'm a time traveller from another point in history.
Okay, well, Earth was destroyed less than a century ago. The human colonies are still dealing with that.
Ah, yes. I remember.
Thanks, weirdo.
Here's drive.
You're getting off here. By the prison.
Really? None of your business. Hello?
No one should be back here. The guards are supposed to...
They have blind spots.
Wait. Are you who I think you are?
That, my dear, would depend on who you think I am.
Are you the doctor?
Yes. Got it in one. I'm here to see the patient.
I really shouldn't. You guys hate each other. You'll kill him.
Trust me. He hates me much more than I hate him. I'm just here to visit an old friend. We went to the same academy.
Isn't there, like, only one academy on your planet?
Well, I suppose it's really just a choice between the academy and the army, but that's besides the point. Point is, we grew up together, played together. When war struck, we even fought together. We're friends. There may have been the odd disagreement in there, but ultimately... Are you going to answer that?
I don't think I should.
It's him, isn't it?
Yes.
Nurse, I'm ready for my dinner.
You'll eat when we feed you.
He's dying. Let him eat.
Is that you, Doctor?
Who else?
Let him in, nurse. I take it you are a him in this form.
Yes. And yourself?
Yeah, no, I am. It seems we're both back to normal.
We'll catch up when I'm inside.
You can't go in there.
As dangerous as you might think that guy is, I promise you he's nothing compared to me, if you piss me off.
Ooh, I like this incarnation. Feisty.
Well,
I can't.
I'm not giving you a choice.
Well, you'll have to kill me.
I'm honestly prepared to do that.
I love this incarnation.
You're bluffing. You're the doctor.
I'm the last doctor.
Oh.
I see my reputation precedes me. Thank you, nurse.
Take as much time as you need.
Doctor Who, The Doctor and the Patient. Written by Cam Hendy. The Doctor voiced by Rob Ryan. The Master voiced by Sam Carr.
Good to see you again, Master.
And you, Doctor, are you here to make sure I stay dead?
No, Master. I'm here because I know you won't come back, because if I had died and been reborn as many times as you, I know I wouldn't want to.
You said you were the last.
Yes. 26 incarnations, 24 faces, 23 of whom actually called themselves the Doctor. Well, actually one of those repeating faces called themselves the Doctor the first time round. He went for the curator the second time, so 22.5 Doctors. It's rather confusing, but I've been counting total numbers since a couple faces into this cycle. I also got the TARDIS to calculate my actual age, if you'd be interested in hearing that.
Go ahead, I bet I outrank you.
6,886. That's Earth years. Though if we're counting Dalek weapons that rapidly age you, it's 7,400.
Impressive. I'm not sure how many years I've been alive, but I've had, let's see, well, there was the in-between incarnations, the sort of crispy ones. Are we counting them?
If I had any, I would have counted them. I'll get you some water.
Oh, that would be lovely. What about those times I took over other people's bodies?
Again, I would have counted that.
Right. Well, there were quite a few of those. This must be... Thank you. That hits the spot, you know. They never give me water when I ask for it. Well, they do. They just do it half an hour later. I've taken to just not asking.
In fairness, it was probably very difficult to find staff that hadn't been affected by your villainous past, either directly or indirectly. I imagine a lot of these people have grudges against you.
And rightly so.
You think?
Yes, I did plenty of horrible things in my life. Lives. Oh, it's 47 incarnations total, I think.
That's a lot of lives.
Yet, not as many as I thought there would be.
Either way, this body, the one you're in now, the one you're...
You can say it, Doctor. You're a big boy now.
The one you're dying in. Where did it come from?
I stole it. Sorry, but yes, I stole a regenerative cycle from the Time Lords.
Huh? They gave me my second cycle for trying to defend them.
Sure they did.
Oh, they did.
They hate you.
They didn't, at the time. Well, they did and they didn't. They hate you, though.
They always hated me, even before I got into the academy.
They weren't kind. No. But neither were you.
Oh yes. Do you remember that time we put your head in the waste disposal?
Yes. It was a temporal waste disposal. I was predicting the future for a week. As practical jokes go, that one really backfired.
You knew exactly how to get me back.
In the end, you did it to yourself.
Yes, I walked right into the door to the multiversal language lab as it swung open. You didn't even have to do anything. Just mind games.
Well, no one beats you when it comes to mind games.
Are we talking about mind control now?
You've always been good at manipulation.
The Time Lord biology helps. We're slightly telepathic. Just tap into that. People are more likely to do what you say if you're in their heads.
I've always understood that in theory, but it's difficult in practice.
Of course, it's taken me 47 incarnations to be this powerful.
How powerful are you?
Put it this way, the nurses have come in hazmat suits, which is about as effective as wearing a tinfoil hat.
I'm not sure what you're insinuating.
I could just wait for someone to give me my medicine and ask politely to be let out. They'd escort me not only out of the hospital, but also out of the prison and probably off-world. I wouldn't even need to get out of bed. They'd wheel me the whole way.
Impressive.
Isn't it?
Want me to refill that?
I don't want to have too much. I don't want you to be around when I need to go to the bathroom. Mainly because, I don't actually go to the bathroom. Oh, look at me, Doctor. All weak and feeble, not even on a golden throne. I always pictured I'd die with my children around me.
Really?
Don't get me wrong, it's definitely ruler of the universe first, family man second, but yes.
Suddenly it stopped being endearing.
I can't help thinking, Doctor, can we use our academy names? Two old men chatting, can't we be frank? Doctor and Master, it's so formal.
Okay. If that's what you want, Koshke.
Oh, that name, it's so old. Like me. I'm fine. Well, not fine. I just meant that sounded worse than it was.
You're sure you don't want more water?
Oh, go on, Theta Sigma. You've twisted my arm. What's that look on your face? Thank you. You don't like it, do you? Your old name. That's why you changed it.
I don't think it matters, really.
John Smith.
Koshke.
The oncoming storm?
Koshke, please.
No, I'm curious. What name do you prefer? The Valliard?
Stop!
I've upset you. Well, that was bound to happen eventually.
I don't know that Theta Sigma fits me anymore.
From what I heard over the intercom, I don't know that the Doctor does either.
I've used it for a long time.
$7,000 years, apparently. If you don't feel comfortable with Theta Sigma, then that is exactly what I'll call you.
Why?
Because I'm your arch nemesis, Doctor. Is it too much to ask for one final maniacal laugh? Theta, could you... This is somewhat embarrassing, but could you do a maniacal laugh for me?
Of course, Koshke.
Magnificent.
I always saw you as more of a minor annoyance, actually.
Oh, Theet, we could have stayed friends.
We did.
No, we changed, Theet. So much. We grew apart.
We never really should have been friends in the first place. You were a child of a Lord President. I was a child of...
We really messed up, didn't we? Different classes. We shouldn't have mingled.
You can't blame me, can you? You used to be so... likable. Whatever happened to you?
The eye happened. Those drums. That rhythm of 4. When I regenerated, I thought they were gone. But the more I regenerated, the more I changed, the less subtle they became. By the end of the Time War, they were right back in the forefront of my mind.
It's not your fault. You know that, right? They put those drums in your head.
They came back, Theet.
Oh.
I can't tell if they're actually there or if it's just my brain beginning to shut down.
Do you want me to listen?
No, it's fine. I want them to.
You want to get rid of them?
Yes and no. In many ways I missed them, all those incarnations on, not hearing them.
You nearly killed your first incarnation to get rid of them.
Nearly, if I can speak frankly. I'm so glad you were there that day. I know it didn't show at the time, but...
I was also there when you did die.
I know, Theta.
And that was my fault.
No, it wasn't. It was a freak accident.
It's the reason you decided to start calling yourself the Master. The reason you sought revenge all these years. Are you honestly telling me you're over it? Koshke. Are you okay?
To be honest, Doc, I think this is it. The treatment here is some of the best in the universe, but no one can truly be immortal. As much as Rassilon would try to persuade you otherwise. No, today I die. I just wish it wasn't here.
This planet?
No, this room, this planet, Bringos, from memory, has twin suns. It would almost be like home.
I did pass a field on the way here with red grass.
Perfect. Let's go then.
What?
Take me to that field.
You're in no position to get up.
Like I said before, wheel me out.
Past all the guards.
That will be the easy part.
That was incredible. I assumed you were exaggerating before.
No, every single command is followed to the letter, even against years of training.
It's impressive, if slightly scary. Do you want me to turn the machine off?
No, I like it on. Is the beeping annoying you?
Well, if we're being frank, a little.
Well, that's good. Now you know what it's like.
I suppose.
Now imagine that for centuries.
It must have been tough.
Yes, very. Best not to dwell. Here we are. 2 Time Lords on red grass looking up at 2 suns just in time for them to set.
It's beautiful. Shame we can't see the stars for all the light pollution. Colonists of Bringos.
Yes, Bringos. Named after a time traveler, if I'm not mistaken. Did you ever meet him?
No. But there's still time. Not much of it, admittedly.
If you want to get rid of the lights, I might be able to help.
Are you insinuating you're powerful enough to convince an entire human colony to turn all their lights off?
Me? No, not in this state. You, on the other hand, I made it seem like mind control was very much my thing. But in truth, I think you have a greater affinity.
I'm flattered, Coastkeeper. Now really isn't the time.
There's always time to learn. Close your eyes. Good. Now reach out to the colonists. Do you feel their minds? The thing about brains, they're constantly calling out to each other. Can you hear them? Focus there. Do you hear them? Can you hear the minds? Do you hear them? The brains of the human. Do you hear them? Focus. Do you hear them?
Yes. I hear them. I feel them.
Good. Now here's the easy bit. Tell them to turn off their lights. Repeat after me. Off.
Off.
Good. Now open your eyes.
Whoa.
That was all you, Theet? Do you recognize the constellations?
Yes. Do you?
Ringos isn't far from Gallifrey, is it?
Judging by the stars. No.
Beautiful. Theta, Doctor, I'd like to take a minute to talk about our legacy. When I was in your head just now, I found what I was looking for.
Why am I surprised?
You were preoccupied, don't blame yourself. But I did find your companion, Ben. He's no longer with us.
He was reckless. He got himself killed. I know that's not what you want to hear, but...
No, it certainly sounds like him. You know, I always assumed he'd be growing up to be your greatest enemy, filling my shoes when this happened. I didn't expect him to go first. I certainly didn't expect you to date each other.
It's difficult to find people with shared life experience.
Tell me about it. Actually, don't bother. I don't have much time. Just, I know you still blame yourself for what happened on Gallifrey when we were still children. Don't blame yourself for that. Don't blame yourself for Ben, and don't blame yourself for me. True, if you hadn't locked me up, then the last few centuries would have been more enjoyable, but it's what I deserved. Remember the last time we did this? Sat in a field looking up at the stars.
It was on Gallifrey.
We had fun, didn't we, Theta?
Yes, Koshka. We did.
Good.
Doctor Who, The Doctor and the Patient, written by Cam Hendy. The Doctor voiced by Rob Ryan, the Master voiced by Sam Carr, the Nurse voiced by Annie Hendy, the Bus Driver voiced by Miles Hendy. Cover art by Jim Higgins and Annie Hendy, logo by Zach Evans, music by Cam Hendy based on Murray Gold and Ron Grainer. Project inspired by the BBC.